Welcome to the World of Tanks review for Gamers Daily News. In this review, I'm going to look at 10 tanks, 3 lights, we got 2 medium tanks, 2 tank destroyers, and 3 heavy tanks here from the Russian, German, and American armories. What you'll be greeted with when you start your first battle is all your teammates in your main base. On the upper left and right, you got the players on each team ranked from strongest to weakest. On the bottom left you got the tank status, and on the right you have the minimap with each main base labeled 1 and 2. One of the first things I noticed playing this game was its spotting system. The silhouette of tanks kind of glow once you're pointing at them and you're able to shoot them. This footage of the German Tiger heavy tank shows this. You can see that even if a tank's behind a bush or something, it still lights up as long as a shell from your gun can reach it. Let's step back and look at some of the basics though. Here is the MS-1 light Russian tank. This is the Tier 1 Russian vehicle that everyone will use at least once or twice if they're going to look through the Russian tech trees. These light tanks are made for flanking and spotting the enemy to give support to friendly artillery. Enemy vehicle destroyed. And here we have the German light tracker, the Tier 1 light tank. I'm not sure if that's pronounced right, but I actually just so happen to be shooting at the same tank here. Enemy is hit. Got him. And finally here we have the American T1 Cunningham, also a Tier 1 tank. The light tanks in this game actually ended up being some of my favorite. Just their simplicity makes them fun. Their rate of fire, mobility, encourages a lot of fun gameplay. Enemy armor is destroyed. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit. Critical hit. The objective of these battles are to either kill the entire enemy team, but if you have a couple cowards that try and hide and draw out the battle, you can just cap their flag at the main base and end it there. Moving on to the medium tanks, here we have a Russian T-28, just demolishing some of the unprotected enemy artillery. Without protection, Artie is pretty defenseless. Their rate of fire only lets them shoot every so often, so if they miss a shot, I mean, they're pretty much toast. Enemy armor is destroyed. Here we have the American M4A3E8 Sherman medium tank. Here you'll see that staying within groups and working as a team, you can easily overpower single opponents. I mean, it's just a numbers game here. part of the battle, I'm using my friendly to guard my right side. I'm trying to protect against getting tracked and being a sitting duck.
Punched right through their armor. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Moving on to the tank destroyers. Here I have the Su-100 Russian. These vehicles have a front-mounted gun that isn't rotating, so they have to always be facing towards their whatever they're firing.
Finished him off.
The tank destroyers aren't my personal favorite, but they seem to be popular in the game enough to warrant a lot of use. I'm not a huge fan of them just because they're kind of designed to sit and wait, ambush, just because of their limitations. Here I have a German Jack Panther.
Critical hit. Penetration. Got him.
And finally, we come to the heavy tanks. If you invest your time in in-game gold, you can get to one of these. This is the highest tier Russian IS-7 heavy tank.
That one out.
The heavy tank combat is more intricate in the fact that you have to really place your shots well. If they're not placed well, you have a lot of ricochets, rounds don't penetrate armor. It's a lot less forgiving than the light and medium combat.
Punch right through their armor. Critical hit. Got him. Track hit. One of our tracks is damaged. Got him. Looks like that one went right through.
You can see here that even if your enemy isn't spotted, if a tree gets knocked down, like miraculously, you know the tank is there. So you can use that and hide and wait for him.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Here I have a American T-29 heavy tank. It's one of the higher tiers. I think it's 7.
We finished him off. Track hit.
The buildings in this game are great cover, except when your opponent takes it out from under you. The buildings crumble really easily just with a single shot. So if you lose your cover, you have to go find some more. Here I stumbled on 2 tank destroyers that I'm pretty confident are much lower tier than me, and you can see that the difference in tiers does matter. I'm just one-shotting these guys. Here it's just a nonchalant.
Enemy armor is destroyed. He's gone. Find another target.
If you ever find yourself in a stalemate where you and your opponent are just around the corner and neither's willing to move, your best bet is to angle your tank so that if he fires at you, it is a 45-degree angle or less. When this occurs, it doesn't do nearly as much damage, and a lot of times it just ricochets off.
Another one like that should finish them.
When he's doing a 45-degree angle shot and you're landing 90-degree angle shots, you'll get the edge and do far more damage than he's able to.
We're stuck. Critical hit. We fixed the track. Get going.
Thanks for watching the review, and make sure to check out the second part on the self-propelled gun artilleries.